Assalamualaikum and hi. Today our group will present about wheelchair basketball. Our group consists of 4 members. My name is Muhammad Ani Amshar.
My name is Nur Najah.
My name is Nur Zafira.
And my name is Muhammad Akif.
So I will pass to the first presenter.
So in this slide, we will explain about the history, court layout, classification, player classification system, playing court and equipment, rules and regulation, difference between normal and wheelchair basketball, video demonstration and rubrics. So first, I will explain about history of wheelchair basketball. Wheelchair basketball was first introduced in the United States around the late 1940s. It was developed by injured servicemen from World War II who were the former players of basketball when they were bodily able. They introduced the wheelchair version of basketball in order to continue playing the game. The official body that governs the sport at the global level is the International Wheelchair Basketball Federation. The sport is also recognized by the Paralympic Committee. Wheelchair basketball was first competed at 2 of the USA World War II Veterans Organization clinics. The first national wheelchair basketball competition was held in Illinois, USA, which SIX group in 1949. Around the same time, the National Wheelchair Basketball Association was framed in the USA. Next. So now I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, I will continue about the court layout for wheelchair basketball. Okay, as you can see, the court is 28 meters long and 15 meters wide. For the basketball group, the height is 3.05 meters. So next. Okay, this is the court layout, which is at the court layout. You can see they have restricted area, free throw area, team bench area. So at the team bench area, there has 16 seats available for the coach, assistant coach, and of course for the substitutes. And player will use their wheelchair at this area. So next is the 3-point line. So the 3-point line is close to the basket, which is 6.75 meters. So the next slide, specifics area, which is the restricted area. So at here, the players cannot stay in the opponent restricted area for more than 3 seconds while their team has the ball. So I also show that the free throw area at the arrow there. So next. So this is the point system, which is at the green area. If the player score at the green area, the score is counted as 2 points, while the red area, if the player scores, it counts as 3 points. So that's it. So this is equipment that we need for the wheelchair basketball. Of course, we need a board with basketball, the court, the hoops, and also the special wheelchair. So next slide. So I will pass to the next presenter to explain more about the special wheelchair.
Okay. For parts of special wheelchair, it consists of seats, straps, frame, caster wheels, footrest, backrest, push rim, and camberette wheels, and also hubs. A strap is for athletes to not move it around when they are in position. And then for the camberette wheels, it's tilted for 45 degree, so they can move faster when they are in position. Okay, next. Okay, there was 2 variations of special wheelchair for athletes, which is the first one is for 1.0 to 3.0 players, which is the height is around 63 cm, and then the footrest is around 11 cm, and then the height is maximum is around 69 cm maximum. And the difference is between the 1.0 and 3.0 players, and 3.5 and 4.5 player is the height. The 3.5 and 4.5 players is height is a little bit lower, which is just around 58 centimeter. Okay, next. And then for the balls and also hoops, is the ball for women is around size 6 for women, and then size 7 for men. And then the rim is around 47 cm or 80 inches. The reason the size is normal to the actual basketball is for this athlete to gain confidence that they can shoot like a normal person. Okay, next. Okay, I will let next presenter continue for the classification.
Okay, now I will explain about the classifications of player. So in wheelchair basketball, players are classified on a point system from 1 to 4.5 based on their functional ability. While most athletes have normal arm and hand function, the main differences between classes are trunk control and sitting balance, which impact the reach of player to catch and pass the ball. So the first class for the player is the player cannot move their trunk in any plane, and their balance in both forward and sideways direction is significantly impaired. Hence, the player rely on their arms to return them up right position when unbalanced with no active trunk rotations. And then the second class is some partially controlled trunk movement in the forward direction but no controlled sideways movement. The player have upper trunk rotations but poor lower trunk rotations. Okay, for next class, the player have good trunk movement in the forward direction to the floor and up again without arm support. And then they have a good rotations but no controlled sideways movement. And then for the fourth class, the player have normal trunk movement but have difficulty in the control side movement to one side due to the limitations in one lower limbs. And then the last class is the 4.5 class. The player has normal trunk movement in all directions and is able to reach to the side with no limitations. Okay, next is the player classification systems. So in order to play in the main official competition in the International Wheelchair Basketball Federation, each player must be in the possession of an official player classification ID card. So this ID card is issued by the Player Classification Commissions of IWBF. So the player classification ID card may be issued at the referee tournament by the player classification panel appointed by the IWBF based on the observations of the classifier in order with the principle contained in the official player classification handbook. So this card contains, among other things, the point value the player has been assigned. Under the regulations of player classification, this point value can change during the tournament up until the playoff round. It is responsible for the commissioner at the scorer table to determine the validity of the ID card and the correct point value assigned to the player. So a team is composed of 5 players and the sum of the point must be 14 or less. If at any time during a game, a team exceed the 14-point limit, a technical foul will be charged to the coach with the correction in the line-up to be made at the same time. So next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, I will continue for the rules and regulation for wheelchair basketball. Okay, for wheelchair basketball, the first one is 8 seconds. 8 seconds is the teams does not move the ball from back to the front court within the 8 seconds, and then the foul will be given. And then next is 3 seconds. which is Anik, the last presenter already told, which is you cannot stay in opponent's restricted area more than 3 seconds. And then next is closely guard player. When holding the ball, they need to pass, shoot or dribble the ball within the 5 seconds or fall will be given. And then the next, which is traveling. Traveling is when player can move the ball in any direction, and then with this they can put their ball in their thigh and then push around about 2 or 3 push and move forwards. And then next is for lifting. And for lifting, when a player raising their both cheeks from the wheelchair to gain advantage from the opponents or the attackers. Okay, next is for dribbling. Okay, for dribbling, movement player can be made while they're bouncing the ball, and then they can move anywhere they want. And then lastly, for player out of bounds or ball out of bounds, player or wheelchair is outside the boundary line, and then the ball will consider as out. Okay, next. Okay, the next presenter will continue for the next rules and regulation.
So I'll explain about the next rules and regulation. So we have 5 fouls, which is personal foul, double foul, fighting, technical foul, and contact. So firstly, I will explain about the contact, which is general principle fouls. So based on the picture we put, have you guys know what is general principles fouls?
No.
So in contact general principle, we put the cylinder principles. So what is cylinder principle? Cylinder principle is defined as the space within an imaginary cylinder occupied by a player and his wheelchair on the floor. It includes the space above the player and is limited to the front by the palms of the hand and the footrest, the rear by the back outside edge on the large wheels, and the side by the outside edge of the large wheels where they touch the floor. So next is personal foul. A personal foul is a player's illegal contact with an opponent whether the ball is live or dead. A player should not hold, block, push, charge, trip or impede the progress of an opponent by extending his hand, arm, elbow, shoulder, nor by bending his body into an abnormal position, nor shall he indulge in any raw or violent play. So next is double foul. A double foul is a situation in which 2 opponents commit personal or unsportsmanlike fouls against each other at approximately the same time. To consider 2 fouls as a double foul, the following condition must apply. Both fouls are made by player fouls, both fouls involve physical contact, and both fouls are between the same 2 opponents falling to each other. So the next foul is technical fouls. Technical foul is a player non-contact foul of a behavioral nature. A technical foul by any person permitted to sit on the team bench is a foul for disrespectfully communicating with or touching the referee. So the last foul is fighting. So any physical contact between 2 or more opponents and anyone authorized to sit on the team bench, we call it as a fighting. So next, we move to the next slide, which is the next presenter will explain about the difference.
Okay, for the difference between the actual basketball player and wheelchair basketball player, okay, as you can see, the first one is the player itself. Obviously, the wheelchair player will be sit in the wheelchair, and then the normal athlete will stand on their own feet. And then the next one is use upper bodies to propel their wheelchair. And then for the normal athlete, they will use their legs to run around the court. And then for dribbling, the wheelchair athlete will use or push the wheelchair twice or thrice before dribbling the ball. And then meanwhile, the normal athlete will take as many steps as they want while dribbling the ball. And then for traveling, the wheelchair athlete will be pushing the wheelchair around 3 times in a row without dribbling the ball. And for the normal athlete, they will just need 2 steps without the dribbling the ball. And lastly, for the fall, the wheelchair basketball, athlete, any contact with both the wheelchair and the player, we consider as fall. And for the normal athlete, the contact with the player is considered as fall. Okay, that's all for us. So, thank you. Before we leave, everyone must be wondering how the actual wheelchair athlete play the games, like passing or shooting, and in general playing the games. So we will leave you guys with the video demonstration from the actual athlete of the wheelchair basketball players. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
To do with wheelchair basketball is dribbling. It's a similar rule to the able-bodied game where you can take 2 steps and then you have to bounce it. So with us, you can touch the wheel twice and you have to bounce the ball. You can either put the ball on your lap, push twice and then bounce it, or you can do it alternately, whatever skill you can develop. So when you're defending someone, if they're about to shoot, you can't hit them with your chair, otherwise it's going to be a foul. So you have to have really short, sharp pushes to get as close as you can without actually making contact with them and fouling them.
Different types of passes in wheelchair basketball are a hook pass, a chest pass, a bounce pass, a feed-off pass and an overhead pass. You can score in different ways in wheelchair basketball. One of the ways is just a regular shot, so that could be inside the key or just a bit outside of the key. That would give you 2 points. You can also score from above the 3-point line and that gives you 3 points. And then the last way is from a free throw shot. The other players can't defend you and that would be worth 1 point if you got that basket in.